Yo, what's up? What's up? How you guys doing? Art Banaka here. Welcome to my channel. And oh man, oh man. All right. So first of all, shout out to Steven Rose and Kem. You guys both shout me out in your videos, and there was a lot of interesting subject that was being talked about, and that has been a conversation that's been going on for a while now, as far as the sex tourism and the social dynamic that's been going on between male and female, especially in the States. And now all this trouble that's happening here in the States, actually now all that drama is being brought overseas. And which is why I believe a lot of foreigners are being frustrated with the sex tourism per se that's been happening. So Steven made an awesome video, a very interesting video, and it's like, dude, honestly, I don't know where to start. You know, I don't know where to start because you were really spot on a lot of shit. You know, and as far as MGTOW, so MGTOW and Save Yourself Black Men, these two movement they have their parallel. They're very similar in a sense, and I don't have anything against neither of them. But this is the thing, right? People have this feeling of inclusivity. They always want to jump in the bandwagon whenever there's like a movement. That's why I don't believe in movement, right? I don't believe in movement is whenever you have something going on, whenever you have whatever, a cult mentality per se. So you have motherfuckers jumping in the bandwagon just so they can be part of something. But what they don't realize is that they actually take on all their bad habits with them. And then their behavior themselves actually start to corrupt what the movement stood for. So same thing with Christianity. Christianity, followers of Christ. But when you have to deal with those fake Christians and all these hypocrites, that now defeats the whole purpose of actually going to church. It's the same thing with the MGTOW movement. Because there's a lot of good MGTOWs out there. You have I should have actually got a list of some of the what's this? Anyway, I'll make a list of some of the MGTOW guys that I listen to because I listen to that philosophy, and this is actually a philosophy which I practice myself. As far as because being in the States, I mean working in the States and actually live overseas part time, so then I have to keep reminding myself why I'm doing this for and what could be my downfall. And downfall of every great man with a plan happens to be pussy. So then keeping in that in mind and actually practicing the whole MGTOW mindset or the whole red pill mentality kind of keeps me focused on the right path. So MGTOW is not all bad. It's not like a bad movement. But the people kind of turn this shit into something that's not what it is. And a lot of these motherfuckers are just like one blowjob away from throwing away everything that they claim they stood for. Same thing as Save Yourself Black Men. So um you can't really have a movement without a code. And in the West, what I've seen in the West is there's this lack of moral code, moral conduct. Case in point. Um my circle is very small. My circle is very small. And one thing that Steven said that based on my experience, I do not agree with is, trusting women more than actually trusting men. Because the reason why actually when it comes to females, I trust them as far as I can throw them is because women are emotional creatures. So then therefore their logic a lot of time is actually based on how they feel. So then sometimes when it comes down to it to actually own up to their shit, they would actually twist around, turn about, and do a whole full circle instead of actually taking accountability. And when you come across male that has those type of tendency, these are female trait, you know, tendency. So, and what usually have, okay, a lot of these guys you talked about, right? What usually happen to them? A lot of these guys are raised by single parents. So then they grew up in a household to which their moms are never accountable for anything. So then they grew up now thinking that that's the way you got to be, not actually facing whatever you've done like a man and actually stood up and take any punishment that's coming to you. They never had that. To them, it's like they would argue and argue and argue even when they're wrong. They would look for any loophole, anything to actually throw that around, whether it's um whether it's the race card, they would throw that in there. Whether it's the victimhood mentality, they would throw that in there. Anything to actually come up to the conclusion like, yeah, you know what, I fucked up, I'm wrong, my bad. That's the thing, and actually shows now in all these YouTubers where it's hard for them to even have like a conversation. You see how you and I right now we can actually disagree respectfully. I agree with a lot of shit that you say, right? Like 90% of that video that you just did, man, like 90%, or probably more than that. And but a lot of these motherfuckers is that once you show any side, they don't care about having a discussion. They want to be worshipped. And as you guys witnessed not too long ago, I had to address another YouTuber, the one with the bucket in his head, and this guy is like, he thought that I was actually attacking him when I was simply stating some holes in his argument as far as what he stood for, and he couldn't really. he, I don't know, man, but I wrote down some stuff, right? Let's see what I wrote down. So, code of honor and morality. So, we already agree that there's the lack of that in the West, and it's not just based on sex. It's not just based on the sexual relationship between men and women. Put it this way, right? Say that the United States have no problem going overseas into another country, invade it, drop, carpet bomb the shit out of it, right? Quote unquote, bringing in democracy. So now these countries, their economy collapsed due to foreign invasion. And now when those people actually now they still have to make a living, they still have to feed their family. So what do? They go in the West. They go into those Western countries in order for them to actually work here, send money back home. So why do they meet? They meet with Americans now. Mind you, they didn't have any problem with the invasion of their country over there, right? But they will start bitching about the fact that, oh, these immigrants, oh, they're taking over our jobs. Motherfucker, if your government was not bombing their country, they wouldn't even want to be here. You see how it goes, like the lack of accountability goes so fucking far to the point that it's like it's very, very hard to take these motherfuckers seriously. And which also now brings to that point where when you have a group of male, right? A group of people that's actually doing some fuck shit. And so not only actually makes other people that look like them looks like fools, but also it gives other people that already have a prejudiced mindset to now use that as an opportunity to actually now bash people that look like you. Case in point, there's a lot of black men that do a lot of dumb shit in the states. So now the cops, whether or not their action is justifiable, but because of people that look like me, black people that do fucked up shit, now they can actually use the full force of their quote unquote power. So now it's like I was checking out some of the messages on Kim's comments and stuff like that, right? This motherfucker was on point about a lot of shit that he said about the Mr. BBC, as you guys call them, or I'm black too, so called us. And the sad part about it, though, right, is that these motherfuckers that go over there and just out of desperation to get their little nuggets wet and pretending that, oh, they're just exploring the culture and shit like that, right? But they're only there to just try to get some ass. So now what usually happen, not only you close the hospitality that could have been offered to people that look like me. You are now actually give way to those who had prejudice tendency to now can talk shit about black people, and you allowed it. You allowed it based on your behavior. So now whenever some motherfucker says some racist shit because of what the fuck you done, makes it hard to defend you. It makes it hard to defend you. It's okay. Also, Haiti, Haiti, Haiti. Right? Um, please stop using Haiti as a clutch to, claim why DR mistreating black people. Oh, they treat us like Haitians. They this, that. Motherfucker, I know. Um, there are prejudice anywhere. There are prejudice everywhere. But the thing is this. I talk to my friends all the time about Haiti, right? How can we make it better? How could we do this? We constantly thinking about what can be done. Like that's pretty much what I do for fun. Sometimes when I talk to my dad about it, Haitians gotta help Haiti. Haitians gotta help Haiti. It's not DR's job to help Haiti. It's not the same thing, right? Mexico and America. Because of the lack of opportunity in Mexico, those Mexicans that come over here get mistreated by these Americans. So it's like the same thing. So because of the lack of opportunity that happened in Haiti, now the Haitians that goes to DR sometimes they get mistreated. And it's not always because they don't deserve it. Let me repeat that again. It's not always because they don't deserve it. Some of the bad action of a few Haitians now perpetuate that prejudice and mindset. So now all Haitians get treated, you know, differently. Like I was watching I was watching a couple of videos about like some of the gross shit I've seen some Haitian people are doing in Haiti, and that's a shame, man. They shouldn't like taking that shit on the street and stuff like that. That's not right, you know. So at the end of the day, is this Haitians got to help Haiti. I'm responsible for Haiti. The diaspora is responsible for Haiti. The politicians are responsible for Haiti. So I can't really claim prejudice against my neighbor that's actually don't actually have to help me at all. They don't have to give two shits about me. I know, I get it. It sucks when you get mistreated somewhere, but the thing about it, if you have pride and you have to be able to do something about your situation. Let me say that again. You have to be able to do something about your situation. So, as far as the Haitians down in DR, it's our responsibility to actually uplift our own people, for us to do better. We got to do better. So I'm not here to throw shades at DR or about whatever's going on. So you're gonna have bad behaviors everywhere. And yes, when on the last Cam's video, I've seen some of the comment section. They were pretty harsh about black people. Just like I've seen some of the comments about black folks, they were pretty harsh about DR too. So you have like hate, hate, and hate. You can't build nothing on hate, man. You can't build nothing on hate. And that's like I have this mentality, I have this mindset. Even though I might disagree with somebody, I'm gonna still try to approach it from an even playing field. I'm gonna try to approach that person with respect. But you can't expect people to like people gonna do what they're gonna do, right? And what was yes, I gotta point out a hypocrisy about myself. Right? When Steven talk about the if I was a 25-year-old female teacher that slept with a 13-year-old boy or 12-year-old boy, that the dad would be high fiving that boy. Yes, I believe I would be one of these motherfuckers that would be high fiving my son. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know it is fucked up. It's fucked up because I remember when I was growing up, I had a crush on my math teacher. Oh my gosh, she had the nicest ass I've ever seen. But yes, I can relate to that. That I have to call out on my bullshit. That is part of my bullshit. I have to call that out. Yes, I would be the one high fiving my son if he ever got some ass from a teacher, especially if the teacher looked good. you know. So what are you gonna say? We can't all be saints. um, but now with the disrespectful, right? The disrespectfulness that usually occur when, let's say that you with your girl and some motherfucker try to highlight them right in front of you. It's like, it can be frustrating. Definitely can be frustrating. Like I remember, mm, hold on. It's like this, right? I grew up in a culture to which where you come across a couple, you don't even address the female, you address the men. And a lot of time, the female would actually feel some type of way about it because she would feel like, how come you just addressing my man, but you never actually, you barely talk to me, type of shit. Because that's out of respect. It's the same thing. Like when I go to Poland and then like somebody's addressing us, if I'm with my girl and shit like that, they would address me most of the time. And then when I start to get lost because I can't keep up with the Polish, and then my girl will try to translate. So that's when she would be more involved in the conversation. But for the most part, they would just try to talk to me. That's honor. That's bro code right there. You don't try to holler at another female's, at another dude's girl right in front of him. As a matter of fact, if you have any honor in you, as soon as you find out that she got a man and all that shit, you walk the fuck away. That's how the fuck I grew up. That's the mentality I grew up in. That goes down from, me, my cousins, we all the same way. And it's not because, dude, there's so much ass to be given out there that you don't even need to do that. You don't even need to chase down another chick's, another dude's girl. And that's what baffles me. It's like how desperate you gotta be. You're gonna actually now try to create a controversy when there shouldn't even be none. You think like she's gonna be the only one with a big ass out there, dude? You think like she's the only one that's gonna be that pretty that you can't even like you have to be disrespectful to holler at this chick in front of her man, and you wonder why the fuck you motherfuckers get you know fights all the time, get shot sometimes, and all this other shit. Like it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. And the funny part about it, the dudes that actually love to do it are the ones that's gonna be quick to actually pull a gun on another motherfucker that try to holler at his girl. Do you know how many motherfuckers in the hood that lose their life over female, over pussy? And these females though, it's like a badge of honor for them to actually have their men, fight over them and shit. And it's like, come on, dude, come on now. And this is the thing that is frustrating when it comes to the American culture. Um, you mentioned Tom Likas, right? And that was a very interesting topic about Tom Likas. A lot of these guys, right? I call them the guys that hit the walls because this is what usually happen, right? They don't care about building a legacy, right? They don't care about building a legacy. They care about being in a position, or whether it's a financial position or whether it's a status, high status, whatever the case may be. They want to be in those type of position, so now they can have their pick at any type of woman they want. And usually they go for the trophy wife type. She got to be a 9 or 10. And these women, this is the thing. When you get to those positions, right? When you get to those financial plateau, most of these females you're gonna come across are there just for your money. This is why it's very important where you actually find the love of your life when you ain't about shit. When you don't have much to lose, so then therefore you actually come across this chick that see the potential in you. That you guys get some of the biggest fight. Dude, I know a lot of time, right? Like say somebody will comment on some of the videos I have with my girl on my channel, and then they'll be like, I see why you marry her. She's a true queen and all that shit, blah blah blah. Right, dude, I love my girl. That there's no doubt about it. Right, it's a fact. But in order for us to get where we are right now, yo, we struggle so freaking hard, man. We had some of this big ass fucking fight. Matter of fact, we still fight from time to time. But it's the trust that we built and that loyalty that got us to this point. But if you never actually, like, as soon as you get into a fight with your woman, and then you already see her as an object, you see her that she's replaceable. You could just be like, ah, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm gonna just get me the next chick or the next chick. So there's no trust. There is no trust whatsoever because you're only gonna dump her for the next shiny thing. There's no loyalty within you. So how do you expect her to have loyalty in her as well? It's a two-way street. And yes, like Steven said, the whole 80-20 rules, a lot of time, the people that's gonna suffer the most is the 80%. Those who actually give their all into a relationship. But because they couldn't actually do their due diligence, mm, it's like this, right? If if you have the if you are a shallow person, or if you have that materialistic mindset, then expect to get a shallow person as well. It's like it kills me when like these African American men are looking fly as fuck, Gucci this, Gucci that, Gucci glasses, Versace, all of the bullshit. And then they're surprised they get with a woman that's very materialistic. Like, duh. Both of y'all got together because y'all were both shallow. There's no soul. There's nothing that's there's nothing tangible. There's nothing that has any substance. And you nor her. And you surprised that one of y'all fuck each other over? Dude, that's the Western mentality. Everything can be bought. Everything's for sale. Include your own soul. So then when you come across somebody that's actually real, you don't even recognize it. Someone that can be a great person in your life, you can't recognize it because you're too shallow. And those who actually has the great potential don't want to deal with shallow people. You think, like, when I got with my girl, I was broke. Matter of fact, I'm still broke. But you think my girl got with me because I looked fly, or I had money, or I was trying to be somebody that I'm not, trying to be this fucking, extra black? No. As a matter of fact, this is what used to happen to me, right? I was always a good guy. I was always a good guy. But in high school, that shit don't get you. That shit don't get you nowhere. Like, as a matter of fact, female try to use that in a way to play you. So I've learned to be an asshole. So I try really, really hard to be that asshole. And that shit started to work for me, right? So I would cuss, I would let a bitch off, tell a bitch off and stuff like that, right? And then she would reciprocate. She would actually like be more into me and shit. And then I would get some ass. And as soon as I start to show that good guy energy again, and then she starts to realize that, oh shit, he's a simp. I can play that motherfucker. So now I had to, like, all right, you know what, next. So I had to keep trying to be that asshole, which I was pretending to be that asshole until I met my girl. And it's like she saw right through me, dude. She saw right through me, and even when I actually show my true self, and I could be myself. I didn't have to pretend that like I have to keep chasing pussy, try to impress my boy. But like, yeah, I can get as much ass as you can. And believe me, it's like once you get to that practice, once you realize the secret, how easy it is to get pussy, it's like it becomes second nature. So I had to unlearn all that bullshit to actually now to I had to like admit to myself that pussy is not the most important thing in the world. You know, and a lot of time it's a bad habit. We get to that habit. And put it this way, right? What's usually the first thing an African American male will say to you in order to try to insult you, right? Like, oh, you can't get no pussy. Okay, you can't keep a job. Your credit's fucked up. you know? It was like you're not trying to accomplish shit, but except that who can get the most pussy. Come Come on, my dude. Or they try to tell you, I bet you I can fuck your girl. That's like when they have no argument about what they try to say, right? And then I bet you I can fuck your girl. You could try. See, people of value, right? Those who have value know their worth, and they know that they don't have to broke their own morality. They don't have to broke their own code in order to actually get somewhere. Mm. I believe in the law of karma. Whatever you put out into the world, that's what's gonna come back to you. And if you preaching hate and if you preaching fuckery, fuck shit, that's what you're gonna get. The whole American system that's crumbling down, that's just years and years and years of fuck shit that never got resolved. Let me say that again. The whole American system, the family structure, all that shit that you see that's crumbling down right now, is just years upon years, matter of fact, generation of fuck shit that never got resolved. And now it's crumbling down. And now you see both genders are pointing fingers at each other. It's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. Come on now. No, y'all deserve each other. No, and it's like, and then the funny part about it was like, it's not that their argument doesn't make sense, right? Because when I see black people or when I see black men talk shit about black women, and it's like, I cannot agree with some of the shit that you're saying. But now let's turn that mirror around. Let's take a look at it, and let's take a look at the mirror and then see where maybe you have fucked up too. That's what I'm saying. Where maybe you have also fucked up, but they don't want to do that. They don't want to face that mirror. And now all becomes of like, and then as soon as you mention that, like I mentioned to Buckethead, and all of a sudden I'm that simp, I'm that dick police motherfucker. I have the need to suck on them titties. Yo, it's like, see, my circle is very small, right? And sometimes when I come to the defense of African American, it's because I'm coming at it from personal perspective. I'm thinking about my friend. I'm talking about like some of the African American male, which I've had the chance to get to know, and I know how good of a person that they are. And I see a lot of time they are yeah, a lot of time they are misguided, but they're not lost without a cause, you know. So that's why I come to their defense sometimes because I think about my friends. You know, I have Spanish friends, I have white friends. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me because like I've come across so many great people, and it's hard for me to actually bash a group of people based on their color or based on what some of their peers are doing. You know, that's why I pity them, or actually I am not quick to judgment. But you gotta admit, man, when Kem do some of those videos, oof, the truth fucking hurt. You know, the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you the fuck off. And right, is he an asshole about it? Fuck yeah. Yes, he is. But nor he has every right to be an asshole about it. You know? But me on the other hand, I try to take a different approach. Because even though some of the shit that they do piss me the fuck off, you know, and it's like, mm, this stuff is irritates the fuck out of me because I know these are the same motherfuckers, right? That will actually pull out the race card as soon as the hospitality in these other countries stop. You know, like I said, I've been into Poland, right? Dude, I probably somebody was an asshole to me probably like twice, maybe three times out of the whole entire time I lived there. Right, I lived there for 3 years straight, and then keep going back and forth. Let's say I would spend like let's say 3 months out of the year every year since then. But yet I don't come across these assholes that this motherfucker be talking about. like those so-called quote unquote racist people. I don't. I don't know. Like England was the same thing. You know, that's the only two countries I live in Europe and shit like that. I visit like a couple of them, but I never come across that shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm blind to it, or maybe just people don't treat me like an asshole. You know, or they don't treat me like shit. They just don't. So for me to just like sit down and actually, you know, matter of fact, fuck it. I'll tell you guys this little story, right? I had one of my friends that came to visit me in England, and then you know, we're just having fun, drinking, party a little bit, and he did something that almost got both of us our asses handed to us by some Muslim people, and I had to check him. I had to check him on that because you know sometimes when you're drunk and then you know you just and then he just hollering at chicks here and there and all that shit. So you know I'm just having fun, and then so he tried to holler at this Muslim chick, right? And the girl kind of ignored him. And then, you know, he's just throwing nags, he's continue. And I'm like, yo, dude, chill, man. And then he says some shit like, oh, you know what? That's fucked up. Oh, you don't want to holler at me? All right, fine. We're not friends no more. You know, come get your stuff out of my house. And as soon as I said, I'm like, yo, I looked at him. And as soon as I was stern with him and shit like that, right? And after that, he just started laughing. Let's get the fuck out of here. And I look around, I saw all these Muslim men. They were just looking at us. They were just looking at us. And I believe if I did not check them, they would have whooped our asses. If I did not check him, they would have whooped our fucking asses. What? Two against what? 20? What the fuck would I be able to do? And this is the thing though, is like this false this thing whereas like when you call them out, all of a sudden they want to call you a coon or they want to call you a simp, like a simp, or they want to put you in that box because you try to let them know, like, dude, your behavior is unacceptable. They have a problem with that. They have a problem with that by just letting them know. Like I had to talk, I had a chance to talk about. He's not like that no more. As a matter of fact, you get to meet him now. He's a totally, completely different dude. But at that time, he wasn't some dumb shit, and I had to check him. You know, it's like I had the reason why me and my friends, like when my circle is very small, is because whenever they do some dumb shit, I check them. The same way that if I ever do some dumb shit, they would check me. Not too long ago, I went, you know, one of my best friend had to check me, you know, because I was on some too stupid shit. And he was like, "Yo, dude, let's get to the bottom of this, man. Like, this is why I think you frustrated. Da 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 da. Right? You need friends like that. You need people that actually can tell you when you're wrong. A weak leader always look for people that actually can agree with him. They're looking for echo chambers, those who actually make them feel good. But a strong leader always look for those who actually can actually oppose him because they know them right down at the bottom of it, they're not perfect. So they need that check and balance. They need somebody that can actually, you know, stand up to them and let them know that when they're wrong. You need that. You need people like that. So for the young cats out there, for the young guys out there, those YouTubers that you guys follow and all that shit, they are human. They are flaws, just like everybody else. Question everything. You know, if I say something you don't agree with, question me. Always encourage you guys to question me, because that's how the fuck I grow. Because otherwise, what's the point? You know, I'm sure my voice ain't that sexy, so y'all just want to listen to me talk shit all day. Nah, it's a conversation. This is what the fuck this is about. This is a conversation. You know, we get to exchange ideas. We get to talk about some of the shit that we find either entertaining or that you can learn from, or all this shit. That's what YouTube is for. You know, when somebody's telling you like, "Oh man, you gotta go out there, fuck all these bitches," and then somebody will be like, "Wait a minute, there's a little bit of a flaws in your argument right there. This is why A, B, C, and D." You gotta be able to have those conversations, man. But anyway, I'm not keeping you guys for too long. This is Arbanaka. Thanks, Steven, for the shout out. Cam as well. Thanks for the shout out, man. I appreciate y'all. And to my subscribers out there, I am grateful. I thank you guys a lot. And yeah, I guess my channel is growing. Um, to be honest with you, I like the personal touch. Like maybe my shit's not a lot of people, but I like interacting. I like interacting with my subs. So then, therefore, I'm enjoying being small right now. And if he ever gets bigger or whatever the case may be, so be it. But right now, I'm enjoying being small. Mr. BBC. This is our Banaka. So share, like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, let me guys know what you think. You know, check out Steven's latest video, and as well as Kim 123. All right, peace out, guys. Take care.